we lived in a world where people were attentive to each other, able to predict our needs without us asking because we paid attention, really seeing each other. That would be a dream, especially if you do have a hard time communicating your needs and getting people to understand without assumptions and projections. It's a common situation in the disability community, and it's one writers can relate to as well. We try turning to this half-baked concept of community for support, only to find out there's literally no energy in that. People are tired, bored, and mistake drama for inspiration. It can deepen the distrust people already have in other people. Hello, and welcome to the Burnt Out Podcast. Everyone, I've been busy this month working on writing projects, and I've really struggled to find topics to talk about. If you're a listener, then you know the show isn't a deep dive. There's already a lot of channels like that. This is just meant to be a conversation starter or a collection of random ideas. I tend to pick whatever is most pressing on my mind in the moment or during the week. Something I haven't been able to shake off is this now frequent call for community. What does having a community look like for you? How do you understand it? I understand it. It's meant to be this kind of social triage where people care about and for each other. I love to see people do that. I've been the recipient of it many times in my life. But at a certain point in your life, you start to look at what community is beyond these transactions and wonder about the cost, the emotional, physical, and psychological work it takes to keep it all going. If you have a disability of any kind, you look at these situations in terms of energy, safety, and privacy. If any of these are violated, then it stops looking like community and more like the dysfunctional family you've been trying to escape all these years, especially if your goal is unity, safety, and harmony. I'll be honest, the idea of community is frightening. I picture tons of people judging me, trying to sabotage my life, and control what I do to suit themselves because they believe they have a better idea of what matters. I feel like this is what the online reader-writer community has become, a pit of expectations. I prefer the old days when writers weren't expected to listen to those expectations or handle fans directly. They could still hire assistants to read fan mail and get a summary of it all. Everything was distant. Books were actual escapes from other people and shared reality. People didn't pretend to inhabit each other's worlds like they do now. At this moment, we're burning out trying to keep track of everything happening in each other's lives, as if we all share the same mind, interests, and should know intimate details, when in reality it's like trying to keep track of people who live in an alternate universe that you only see once a month. All these personal details would be great if people actually use them to pay attention to people, reach out when they should, notice when people need help. But that's not reality. Everything gets lost in the algorithm, and you can start to feel even more lost than before. Predatory people take advantage of others in this situation when they present themselves as the only one reaching out to you. If we're honest, this is a risk you take when being vulnerable and opening up your life to people. You do have to know your limit and set boundaries. This is true within creative communities and many others. When I hear people say to start with your neighbors and the people physically around you when reaching out to build community, then I know they've never lived in a low-income apartment complex that was monthly raided by SWAT teams. But that also doesn't mean you can't leave food out in a little donation area if your building has one. One year, my mom decided to bake chocolate chip cookies and give them out to all the little kids in the complex so that they'd stop throwing rocks at people's cars. It worked. And there's been several times when I intervened in domestic violence situations, providing sanctuary to the victims within my own apartment. When it comes to building community, it's up to you to use the knowledge and experience you have in judging a situation to decide when to help out or whether it's better to mind your own business. And those are my thoughts for this month. Once again, please like and subscribe. This is Brooke. I hope everything is going well for you. Stay safe.